And a very warm welcome back to live action from Pump It J-Bay. It's the Corona Open J-Bay 2022. And we'll see our world #1 in the yellow jersey, Filipe Toledo, taking on Nat Young, the veteran from Santa Cruz. Also, Joshe.Faulkner from Jeffreys Bay.
And look what we've just seen here. We've seen some strategic... Oh, no, Filipe going to let Nat Young go on this first wave of the heat.
Backhand from Nat Young. We know all about him on the backhand. Such a powerful surfer. And another really composed surfer in the juice. Love to take on powerful lips. He's been patient so far on this, and he tees off with a hammer on the backhand. It put him a little behind though, and that sectional run away. And once again, that is the trade-off. How hard you hit it, particularly backhand, can put you a little behind. You've got to get it over the line and get it done. A lot yet to come this season, but just looking at the form he's in, and he's right on the cusp of doing something truly great in his career. Meanwhile, live action, let's stay in the present. Nat Young slicing from wider, sitting down there looking for opportunities. This one's been a little starved of action. It's just the second wave ridden in around about 14 minutes of this heat. Meanwhile, behind him, Toledo will just watch this one. And from down the point, Nat Young, backhand attack from him, nice and spicy on the first turn. Patient at the bottom, and again vicious, releasing the tail. It's so critical in the pocket, couldn't be any tighter. Goes over the lip with a little drift on the tail, and again beautiful clinical precision surfing. The lip line with a little adjust straight into the big dog. And then setting up straight away for the next turn. But Nat Young, this was really precise, Laura.
This was so exciting and so explosive for Nat Young. So tight in the pocket, kicking out the tail there, throwing a huge fan of water, and then does it again up through the lip. That is so hard to do, to get your tail through there. And again, air drops down. So Nat Young, this was so hard to make, but he pulled it off and just sort of pulls in there to finish it off. But
mighty impressive. Meanwhile, live action, ripping down a big jam off the rail. Filipe Toledo, your world #1 in the yellow jersey. Hits it hard off the lip, throwing spray, and just carving again, goes right past a duck diving Nat Young and hits the lip for a finish. And he waited a long time for that wave. Really nicely surfed.
Yeah, and I just turned around and we actually only saw Filipe's wave from halfway down the point, so I can't wait to see the replay of the whole wave. An emotion that this was an absolute bomb. Let's see what he did. High line to start, just waiting and winding up for this first big carve. The speed from Filipe, just waiting again and just timing this absolutely huge on-rail, detonating carve to perfection, and again throwing buckets of spray. So smooth, so well timed, just throwing the tail there for some pizzazz, and around again, Filipe Toledo finishing off here in this foamy hard section, but absolutely loves it.
Just oozing confidence. And the technique, let's admire it close up. You just see him jam so tight in the pocket. Rotates that upper body to give that rail so much liberty.
He really does. He's the most entertaining person to watch out here. And you know, he's engraved his name as one of the best surfers here at J-Bay.
Live action. Here goes Joshe.Faulkner on the backhand. Nice and smooth and polished. Not loads of pace to the opening part of this wave, so he just drives through these turns and uses that extra time just to kind of open things up. Really nice recovery from him. Rubbery through the knees as he kind of claws his way back up in the white water.
Okay, this was Jose's wave. You can hear the crowd just absolutely loving to see the local boy up and riding here in this jersey, and love that second turn. Nice and tight in the pocket. Carves around, showing variety here, but almost comes off there. Some good core strength to be able to hold on there, and I think he was just like, nah, I've waited too long for this wave. I've got to get going. But loved that kicktail, blowtail there, just not able to hang on there. So
very light touch. Goes incomplete. Toledo in the tube, driving, traveling. He'll get consumed by that one. 11:45 remaining in this. That was the second wave for Toledo. Looking to get in first place if he goes better than a 3.33. At the moment, Nat Young's got the lead. He's got priority as well. Here goes Filipe's last ride, Laura.
Yeah, it was a bit of a smaller wave, but you could just see he just wanted to get down the line. A big float here, and fortunately just falling off the tow rail, just couldn't hang on to.
So a little misstep for Toledo on that last wave for him. Probably had the score he needed. Only needs a 3. Meanwhile, your heat leader, Nat Young, has been pretty patient waiting for this one. Gets that solid stance set up on the backhand and hammers the lip and just kind of eases down the line here. Focused on a section, opens up and hits it pretty hard. And then he'll carve down through a little slopier section. Then it gets tight again. Really nice from him. The front foot, back foot, unweighting. Really, really technical. Again, beautiful turns from Nat Young. Just matching the flow of the wave crucially. And gets it done with that little kind of airdrop as well out then, just to show that it was nice and critical, as if we didn't know already.
Let's have a look at it here. Just really well timed. Coming around, this wave slowed down for him to get a really good, nice first turn in the pocket straight away. And here he just goes high and waits for it again. Another good bash in the pocket, but kind of not connecting the way he probably thought, and back into the pocket to try and kick the tail out here. This is where it gets so exciting because it goes so steep and you see the weight distribution when he's doing these turns. The bottom dropping out of the wave and him just playing with it.
Talked about that contrast between the front side and the backhand surfing. The Goofy's able to really tighten up these turns late, aren't they, in the lip. That's exactly what Nat Young does here. The transition from the bottom turn, where it was pretty late on that bottom turn, kind of did it out of the flats and straight knifing into the pocket. So critical, and he extends his lead right now. Before we get into world titles, meanwhile, let's look at a decent looking set out the back for the Goofy. Joshe.Faulkner highlines this one, and then he'll swoop down, opens up those shoulders, and rips one off the top. And again, nice and smooth as he puts it up and puts a little energy into that floater maneuver. Nice little head flick at the end as well, and the crowd just loving this show. He's managed to put himself on decent waves. His positioning's been good. He's capitalized. Here goes Faulkner. He'll just look to bring this one in as he cruises through and inside. Not really been the heat he was hoping for. In the free surf, he was catching about 3 or 4 waves a minute. And out here, he's only really, this is his 4th wave in 35. So he'll just bring this one in. Toledo might just try and go something and force the issue. Nat Young, statuesque, as he just awaits his fate to unfold. So here goes Toledo, a smaller wave. Look for that 6-3-4. This looks like just a wave to the keyhole for him.
Yep.
He'll just bring this one in. So Filipe Toledo, he will be surfing in the elimination round.
We're going to have to wait for that 200 Heath win party, unfortunately for Filipe.
Yes, he does very well just to steer himself away from the rock. So well done to Nat Young, who surfed a really solid heat out there, deserving of that win. Some smart positioning, some really sharp surfing, and well done to the veteran Nat Young.